recreation. My dad has guns galore, so I've been around them all my life. I've always been taught the rules of them, so I respect firearms. I'm going to start telling you a couple of stories. It happens all too often. People do not respect firearms, and they take advantage of it. A man from San Francisco, a police officer, 23 years old, goes to a party with his friends. A friend asks him, "What do you do with a gun?" He grabs his gun. He takes the chamber out, the gun or the ammo out of the chamber, drops the magazine, puts it up to his head, bam, blows his brains away. Failed to take the extra one out of the chamber before taking the magazine out, or taking the magazine out and then taking the one out of the chamber. A man from Oregon, former Marine, a rookie cop, kills his wife. He was dry firing his gun in his living room. He was just fast drawing and bam, shot her in the abdomen, killing her. 54-year-old Utah chief of police teaching a class full of his concealed weapons learners. He's waving his gun around, has his hand on the trigger, and bam, shoots himself in the ankle. A Missouri man, he decides to do some yard work and some housework, and he needs to put a hole in the wall to put some lines in, and doesn't have a drill. So he decides, okay, he'll grab his .22, put it against the wall, bang, hole's there, hole's also for his wife, that's in the backyard garden. So, those are just a few of so many that happen daily just because of carelessness. According to the American Rifle Institute and National Rifle Association, 50% of U.S. households have guns, some kind of firearms. In excess of 280 million firearms are in the U.S. So basically, everyone's used a firearm. I'm sure all of you have either shot, held, or been around a firearm in their life. Jeff Cooper, he is a smart man. He came up with the 4 basic rules for firearm safety. If you follow these 4 rules, it's impossible for an accident to happen. He's a father of modern techniques of shooting. He was a member of many associations. He wrote many magazines. He formed the International Practice Shooting Confederation. He was a lieutenant colonel of the Marine Corps. And here are his 4 rules. All firearms are loaded. Always considered a firearm loaded. Even if you have left everything out of that chamber, you brought the magazine out, you've checked it 7 times. You set it down for 2 minutes, pick it back up, it's loaded again. That's how you gotta expect it. Guns are always, always loaded. Never let the muzzle of a firearm point at anything you are not willing to destroy. If you have a gun in your hand and you just wave it across your leg or across something that you do not want to intend to destroy, that's wrong, bad. You need to practice more of your muzzle control is what they call that. Keep your finger off the trigger unless the sights are on your target. Never be walking around with your finger on the trigger, feel like you're in the bedroom and you hear a noise, and you grab your gun, walking out, finger on the trigger, cat toy in the living room, trip over it, boom. Shoot a hole through your kid's bedroom. Don't even know. The last one, be sure of what's behind your target and what's around it. You can shoot something and it ricochet, come right back at you. You don't know where you're shooting. You think you're going to shoot at exactly your target. You're not. You're not always going to hit it. It could be something to your right, to your left that you were not intending to hit. And this is a proper shotgun rifle carry. Finger off the trigger, muzzle down, never above. Military, they want it above because they're usually in large fields. If you're in a large field, that's one thing. But when you're around people, always down because you don't know where that bullet will land. That's one of the guys that killed himself. He didn't follow rule number 1 and 2. He killed his wife, that's his wife. This is the man that shot his ankle when he was teaching the class. Didn't follow 1, 2, and 3 as well. This is the last one that shot a hole through his wall with his wife, and he didn't follow number 2 and 4. Also, is to teach your children, stop, don't touch. If you see a gun, stop, don't touch it, leave the area, and tell an adult. Kids need to be informed. This needs to be a lifestyle. Don't shoot or point at your friends with your fake gun, because in the time that you have a real gun, you can't expect that you're allowed to do that. I was always taught that, and I have much respect for guns because of that. And like this says, introduce kids to guns before the news or rappers do. I'll just go ahead and tell you a story about my dad. The other day we were all with our family and some friends came from England, and the one thing they wanted to do was shoot some guns. We're like, okay, my dad brings all his gun collection out. The day before he let all the magazines out, cleared them all, brings them all into the living room, and everyone's looking at them, and he grabs them, he's telling everybody about the guns, and he's telling them about the AR, and then he's telling them he has one of his guns in his hand. He has it this way. Nobody's in the house on this side at all. So he has it this way, and he's telling them, this is the barrel, and he's showing everything of how it works. He dry fires, and bang, one goes off. Shoots a hole through through one of the bedrooms. And had he not had it face down, somebody could have been killed. So firearm safety is key. It just can't be stressed enough. It can't be exaggerated. It has to be demonstrated. And you can never